The apocalypse, calamity or opportunity? Booklet number 1 of Personocratia, Evolution Towards the New Species. This booklet was published in French and English in 2008 and in Spanish in 2009. Idessic updated this booklet in 2020 in French and in 2021 in English. I received the English booklet in 2025, and therefore I now only need to translate this booklet into Spanish. Please share this information with awakening individuals. Booklet number 1 of Personocratia, Evolution Towards the New Species, pages 48 and 49. The apocalypse, calamity or opportunity. What is an apocalypse? According to the modern definition, it's usually a series of disasters on a global scale which would destroy all of mankind. Well, if that's the case, we're right in the middle of it. You don't need to watch TV to realize it. And it's not the first time, it seems. What are we repeating over and over again in order to get to such a point of chaos that the world finally ends? We forget who we are. For the past millennia, all of humanity has been repeating the same old things, believing in the same half-truths, following similar spiritual paths. Our beliefs have been tightly bound in biblical, Quranic, scientific, or deoxyribonucleic chains. We have reached a dead end in all directions. The climate is going crazy. GMO foods are blasting our biology. The ozone layer looks like Swiss cheese. The World Bank and the International Monetary Fund control all the cash on the planet. Teens slam the doors on both school and home. Those who can't muster the courage to do so get lost in the chemical paradise of Ritalin, cocaine, or Prozac, hide in parallel worlds of video games, or lay buried under tons of meaningless homework. Judges, politicians, celebrities, financial tycoons, spiritual leaders, and royalty secretly gather for satanic rituals. World leaders are organizing cashless microchip population meant to be controlled from the inside and the outside. If human beings cannot learn good manners, biorobots will. That's what progress is all about. This is our current situation. In the past, we could count on, or at least hope, for a savior who would come from heaven or would give orders to his representatives on earth to get us out of this slump. But that hope has faded away. Religious, political, and financial leaders are colluding and openly displaying themselves in favor of the diabolical lie. The lie has infiltrated everywhere, even in the most respected places. The Pope is destroying the Catholic religion in favor of ecumenism, the one religion, and he promotes the environmental and the policies of the UN, the one government. The techno-god of matter imposes himself everywhere. Neom, the smart city of light, serves as his showcase. The spiritual and material collusion of the lie is general and total. They no longer even pretend to serve the truth. Have they ever served it? The delusionment is great and painful. As we look at the number of wars, the number of revolutions, and the rate of suicide, we can only conclude that humanity is at a turning point in its evolution. It mutates or it dies. For 3 decades, whistleblowers have been shouting at us that thousands of animals and plant species are disappearing. Ecologists have been forcefully asserting the imminent collapse of our current civilization. They have even invented a science they call collapsology. It's inevitable, they say. We can't help it. We can't prevent it. We can only prepare for it as best we can and minimize the number of deaths. Our discs are scratched. We will fix the world after the calamity. We will try to do better next time. The world must fall apart to be reborn better. Let us remember Atlantis and Lemuria, not to mention the other civilizations that came before. It is clear that disasters and civilizations follow one another without anything changing. We're going around in circles. How are we, this time, going to do otherwise? Are we not going to be satisfied with simply another improvement of the old world, but rather go to the root of our repetitive failure and proceed to a radical transformation of human nature? We're not victims, but creators of our fiasco. Let us see it as an evolutionary gift that we offer ourselves, the dawn of a new era. Historically, the word collapse comes from the Greek, which means the exposure, unveiling, or revelation of human or divine secrets. What if it was the discovery of the secret of our inner Idessity, the unveiling of our supreme being buried deep within matter, the awareness of the reality of who we truly are, our liberation from the reign of lies and death? We've talked about everything from the collapse of systems to billions of deaths, but not about the essential, the individual sovereignty of the soul. The time has come, not for a better world, but for another world. It would seem that this is the seventh apocalypse. It is time for us to get out of the adaptive cycles of biology: growth, stabilization, collapse, reorganization, regrowth. It heralds the end of the old humanity and the beginning of the new species. Yes, this is the end of Homo sapiens. The Idessic being is no longer subject to the laws of biology and its cycles. Let us rejoice. Religions and spiritual movements on all continents have announced great changes to come, but they have always taught us that these are cycles that we must endure as helpless victims of an external creator. They have not told us that we are creatrices and creators, that the apocalypse is our work and that it will be what we make of it, in our image and likeness. The sooner we become aware of who we are and behave accordingly, the sooner the apocalypse will end. We are the architects of our future. In conclusion, yes, the apocalypse is an opportunity. Let's make sure it's the last one. From millennium slavery to individual sovereignty. Let's rejoice, because the insanity we are experiencing is an illusion, which is pushing more and more of us to awaken. Our world is in an evolutionary crisis, because the human mind is ready to go beyond rational intelligence to a greater consciousness. In the Orient, in the 20th century, Sri Aurobindo and the Mother discovered and anchored truth consciousness, the supramental consciousness in the earthly atmosphere. Since then, the supramental consciousness has been operational on Earth as an active evolutionary power. Once well anchored, the new consciousness was ready to move on to the next stage, its popularization and propagation. In the West, in the 21st century, emerged Personocratia. Sri Aurobindo synthesized the Eastern and Western ideas of evolution and boldly declared that humans are transitional beings. They're not final. Evolution continues, and humans will be surpassed. This is the future awaiting humanity. This is an unprecedented adventure of consciousness on Earth. One single and sincere look at the present world situation is enough to convince us that it has reached the point of no return. Let's stop repeating our obsolete ways, which can only bring more suffering. Let us all spread the contagion of infinite love. In these times of irremediable dissolution of the illusion, let us keep our faith ardent with an unfailing sincerity. We must choose our soul at all costs. Infinite love.